Hello. So today I have a treat for myself, and hopefully the rest of you as well. So I'd like to apologize in advance if I have to cut out any segments. I'm going to try to do this as live as possible, but I have a cough drop in my mouth because I still have a very much lingering cough from being sick the past few days. Uh, and so if you've been following me on Discord, you'll know that that's ravaged my holiday plans. But as a result, I'm actually home and able to record videos instead of out on vacation enjoying myself. But hopefully, I can enjoy myself as much as I can while still being at home and recovering from being sick. So, as it happens, I did participate in the Cracking the Cryptic Discord Secret Santa. And so, for those who aren't familiar with what that is, it means you sign up sometime in November, I think, and the idea is that you are randomly assigned someone in secret who also signed up, and you make them a puzzle or multiple puzzles or whatever it is. And so I ended up making a puzzle for someone, and then this is the puzzle I received. It is not by the same person who I made the puzzle for. And in fact, I don't know who made this puzzle yet. If I do find out, if the person does decide to reveal themselves, then I will add that to the description below. But as of right now it is just by Rangsk's Secret Santa. And Rangsk's is very hard to say, even though it is the only name I chose for myself. Uh, it is still difficult to say. So I apologize in advance for the length of the rules here. They've actually shrunk me down so I can fit all the rules on screen in a readable way. Hopefully that is readable for everybody. And I will try to go through them. I haven't really prepped this too much. I haven't looked at it too much. I looked at it briefly and went, this looks really fun. But I wanted to make sure all my reactions were in this video. I wasn't able to record it until tonight because due to my illness. But all that said, I am very excited to solve this, and I'm almost will most certainly be posting it to the Secret Santa showcase on the CTC Discord as well. And hopefully, once I do that, maybe my Secret Santa will choose to reveal themselves, or maybe they can leave a comment below, something like that. And I hope, especially to my Secret Santa, I hope that you enjoy my video solve. And like I said, I will do my best to make it a live solve. I don't have chat's help like I normally do in streaming, so this is back to the old days where I made live solve videos. So hopefully I don't get stuck for too long, or we'll just be sitting here together wondering what to do. So we'll see how this goes. So this is called Santa's Gift. It's by Rangsk's Secret Santa. Hopefully in the description below, if you're watching this later, you will actually get to see who the real author is. I would certainly like to know who that is. And we have normal Sudoku rules, which is a good start. So we're going to be drawing an orthogonally connected, non-branching path from R to K, which passes through each letter R, A, N, G, S, K in sequential order. So we're going to go from R to A to N to G to S to K. And we're going to be drawing an orthogonally connected, non-branching path. So maybe we go like to the A, then around to the N, and then to the G, and maybe we can like pass around here to the S, then end at the K. So that would be one way to draw the path. If that's the final solution, I'll be very amused. I'm sure it's not, but it's probably something along those lines. And orthogonally connected means we don't go diagonally. We connect every adjacent cell shares an edge, and it doesn't branch, which means I can't continue this way because that would cause a branch like that. It cannot touch itself orthogonally, but it can diagonally. So for example, if I let this continue a little bit, I'm not allowed to do this, right? Because it's touching itself orthogonally everywhere, and it doesn't even look like a path anymore. It's just kind of a blob. But touching diagonally, maybe if I were to adjust this path a little bit, like so. Well, that doesn't help, does it? You can tell this is live. All right, so I don't have a good place to do that on this grid, maybe, but in general, I'm allowed to, this is terrible. All right, I'm allowed to do this, right? Because they touch diagonally, but not orthogonally. That sort of intersection is allowed. Anyway, I'm sure you guys got that without my terrible demonstration there. Or maybe despite my terrible demonstration there. All right, so a segment of a path can be defined by all path cells between two sequential letters, including the letters themselves. So if I go just straight R to A, the path is these four cells. This is pretty clear. If I go make this U shape, then the path is all of these cells, including the R and the A. Of the 5 total path segments, there is one each of the following. Okay, so one of the segments is a palindrome. A digit on the palindrome segment must be equivalent to the digit equally far from the opposite. So let's say this were a palindrome. That certainly wouldn't be this one for reasons we're about to go over. If this is a 1, then the one on the other side is also a 1. And so then if this were, say, a 3, then this would be a 3. So it's read the same forwards and backwards. That would obviously break Sudoku rules if I did it like that. Renban. So if this were a Renban, then digits along the Renban segment must contain a set of consecutive digits in any order. So consecutive digits like 2, 3, 4, 5 are consecutive, but I could do them in any order. So I could do 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. And even though that doesn't read as consecutive, the digits on the line are ultimately consecutive with each other. What I can't do is 2, 3, 4, 6 like this because I'm missing the 5. Thermo. Digits along the Thermo segment must increase from the end closest to A. Interesting. The end closest to A. All right, so if this were the Thermo, then the digits increase from the A, because that is the end closest to A. So I go say 1, 2, 5, 6. That would work. They don't have to be consecutive. They just have to increase. If I drew it like this, then from this A, we do 1, 2, 3, for example. That would be fine. If I'm not between that, if I'm like between the S and the S is closer to the A, because the K is the end of the path. So we'd increase from the S to the K. Whispers. Adjacent digits along whisper segments must differ by at least 5. So if this were a whisper, then as I move along, say this were a 2, I'd have to increase by at least 5. So I could go to 7, or I could do 8 or 9. Let's say I do 9. Now I have to subtract at least 5. So I could go down to, say, 3. Then I have to add at least 5, so I could put an 8, and that would be a valid whisper line. And then XV. Adjacent digits along the XV segment must sum to either 5 or 10. So that's interesting. So along this path, if I say do a 1 here, I'd have to do a 4 or a 9 here to sum to 1 or 10. Then from the 9, I'd have to do another 1, because you can't sum to 4, so I'd have to sum to 10 again, etc. So those are the rules. Probably took me several minutes just to go over that. But there we have it. And I will try to start solving now. There is a link below if you want to try to solve it yourself first. Or if you feel like it, you can just watch my solve. You'll probably tell by the video length how difficult it was for me. It does not mean it's difficult, just was difficult for me. But you can kind of gauge based on that if you'd like to. So now I will get started. And I'm immediately looking for anything that Sudoku can give me because I want to have as much information as possible before I start looking at these ambiguous lines. Because we don't even know where the path goes, much less what constraint the path follows, because we don't know which order these go into. So, however, I'm not getting much love out of these givens. Not much at all. I just have the single one. I have 2 4s. They intersect here. Two 5s intersect in the center box. I'm just double checking that there is indeed, these intersect down here. Yeah, the givens are doing nothing for us, so we actually have to start thinking about the line. So I can immediately know that the R to the A is not a palindrome, because no matter how I draw it, it's going to start and end in the same row. So it can't be a palindrome because those would be the same digits in the same row. Thermo, or Renban and Thermo and Whispers are all very possible, as is, I think, XV. XV lines seem pretty constrained. Because once we get a digit from, well, first of all, we can't put a 5 at all on them. And once we get a digit from 6 through 9, we are forced to go down to a single value to add to 10 because we can't add to 5. So it's definitely something to think about. Where, like, how long can one of those lines really be? Like, can we do more than 3 digits in a row? We might be like, and it's orthogonally connected, so we could take a corner and leave a box, and then we could repeat a digit. So like so just for example, if the path did this, well, that's not, but if the path did, well, it might, but if the path did this and it was an XV path, if I did say a 9 here and here, I could put a 1 here, and then that would succeed, and then these 9s don't break anything. But on a straightaway, say I start with a high digit like 9, I'd have to put a 1 here, then a 4, and then I could continue. I could continue with the 6 here. I can't do the 1 because the 1's used. And then I could continue with... we're ignoring that we ended at the A here already. The 6 would have to go back to 4, so we're done. So I don't think we can do more than 4 in a row for the XV segment without turning a corner at the edge of a box. Okay, so where can the palindrome be? Not R to A. It's got to be A to N, maybe? Or G to S. So A to A and N don't see each other. N and G do. G and S don't. S and K do. So the palindrome is either these two or these two. And I don't know of a good way to tell which it is. Now, how does this A get to the N? That's a really good question. So, sorry for the cut here. I hit a random button on my mouse and a weird screen came up, so I cut that out. What was I saying? So the A to the N. How does it reach there? So it can't graze the G because we have to hit the G and move on to the S somehow. So I think the A has to come up and around and hit the N this way. I guess I could come left 1 down. I could do this. I could stair step down here. And that would mean, so if I did something like this, then this R would have to come up and down like that. And unfortunately, I think that does work. So the other option is to do something like this, then come up and around and hit my N here. I could even do this because I can diagonally touch. And then we can go to the G. And then how does the G get to the S? I think the G has to go around in some way and pick up the S this way. I don't think we have as much clearance there. So that might be a hint. So in a void, how does this G get to an S? The G could stair step through here to get to the S. But the N has to get to the G first. And that seems hard. And of course, this S would continue and hit the K somehow. So how does this N get to the G? It's coming out from... It's not going up, so it's going down or right. And then it would have to come up all the way around here. Let's give it as much room as possible. Then this N has to hit the A. I don't think this G can hug any more than that. So, but I can't hit the R. I don't think I have enough room to backtrack and hit the A here. And I can't cut through here. So I'm thinking the G can't cut through to the S. I wish I had some way to be sure about that. So how does this... Yeah, the A just, it can't go down, it can't go right, it can't go up. It have to go left only, and and the A needs 2 outlets, so the A is trapped. So in general, this G, if it went down, it couldn't go left. It can't go up at all. So it's going right or left or down. The only way it's going towards the S directly without going through box 9 is to the left. It can't go down. It would have to go up or left. If we want the most room possible, it's going left, then down, then left. Then it can't go left again. It has to go down here. It would have to take this route. But then how does the A get to the N? How does the N get to the G and the A get to the N? That just doesn't seem possible. So could draw something like this, but then this N can't go down or right, so it would have to go up, but it's trapped. So I'm thinking this G to the S is going through box 9 in some way. And that makes it very hard to be a palindrome. The 6's match. We have this long straightaway. So where's the center? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. There's 15 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, these two would be the same in this case. Is there any way to draw this G to the S so that it doesn't break a palindrome? It seems very unlikely. Not sure if I can prove that. This would have to, well, unless this came around, but if we cut this corner, it has to take the 6. And so let me just gray that. So these two would be the same. These two would be the same. These two would be the same. And then on this straightaway, this is too long. I think this is really the only way to break in, as far as I can tell. Looks like when I refreshed the browser page, it screwed up my layouting here, so apologize. I just noticed that. So I think this G goes to the S somehow, and I think no matter how it does that, we can't be a palindrome. So I'm going to go with that and say the A to the N is the palindrome. So how do we make these equal? And which way does it go? I could make these 4s match. Seems very convenient. But I think I have the same issue if I try to go through box 1 as G to S going through box 9. I think I have to go through the middle. So if I can't go down. So if I want to go through the middle, I think I have to go left. So that would be orange. And then again, I can't go down, and I can't, if I went up, I'd have to go through box 1. So this would be orange. And then now I can't go left, or I'd actually be the R to A segment, not the A to N segment. So this goes down. Oh, but then going through here is bad because this red, no matter what, will conflict. So am I wrong about not being able to go through box 1 or box 9? Or is there some other way to draw this? If it's not the palindrome, what else do I look at? I haven't even pencil marked anything yet. 20 minutes into my recording. Let's see. All right, well, that's another cut because I had to sneeze and blow my nose. But I still have no idea what I'm doing here. So if this R drew to the A directly, then the A has no choice but to come back up through this corridor in some way to get to this N. So if I wanted to take that 4 and be a palindrome, this next cell would be blue in some order, yellow, orange, and then this green is in the same row again. But this green could be here. This is one way to draw it. This could go down and come back up, for example. So this isn't necessarily the only path, but this path here does seem to work. Is there something similar here? So we'd be going down 3 here, over 3 like this. Something like that. Blue, yellow, orange, green. I don't know if this is the only path, but I just did find this. Okay, this path does work for the palindrome. So one of these is probably the path-ish. Now, is there a way to tell which it would be? This one would put a 7 here. Be an orange down here. There'd be a yellow up here. This would put a 5 here. I don't have an immediate way to disprove either of these palindromes. What do we do with this? Still have nothing placed. I could highlight every cell, make myself feel useful. Palindrome, Renban, Thermo, Whisper, XV. Could it be the XV that we have to figure out? Because that is definitely the most restrictive, aside from maybe the Palindrome. But we seem to have intentionally been given 2 possible palindromes. So XV. I already did a possible XV here. I think XV is going to be really hard on these ones that loop around. So just to show, this 4 would have to be surrounded by a 1 and a 6. So we'll put the 6 here and the 1 here. Now this can't be a 9, just immediately. But even if it could be, yeah, it just doesn't work. Yeah, we have a straightaway of 5 anyway. So we could path through here. This R would get to the A somehow else. So we'd want to start with some kind of high digit here, but can't start with 9. How about 2 or 8 to 2 to 3, back to 2 to 8 to, can't repeat the 2 though. Three could go to 7, but then we go back to 3. So if we started with a low digit, like 1, 9, go back to 1, maybe 2, 8, 2, so we don't conflict there. And then this could be an 8. Can't go 8 because that would go back to 2, so this would be 3 to 7. But this would go back to 3. So this, I don't think we can path like this to from like A to N, even if we take the short way here. It's just not going to work. So popping another cough drop here. We're either going from the R to the A or the S to K, I think, directly. So is there a reason S to K? It's a bit of a leap to say this, but in general, we're going to hit a high digit in the middle, and it's gotta both take a turn and leave the box. So could we do something like that? So this would be forced to be a 4. This would also be a 4. This would be forced to be a 1. This would be forced to be a 9. This would be a 1 again. So, right, the turn is there, but it's not through another box. So I'd need a turn in through the box and then another turn. Would something like this work even? So this would be 4. This would also be 4. This would be 1, 9, 1. Yeah, we're still in the same box. That doesn't help. So I think this would be straight through only. Now, I think if we start low, that's bad. 1, 9, back to 1 is bad. We have to start high. So this would have to be 7 or 9. Let's just pick 7. Go to 3, would go to 2, would go to 8. And that works fine. So there's a valid There's a valid XV path from R to A and S to K. N to G, I don't think so. Let's start high. 9, 1, 9 is obviously... Oh, no, sorry. 9, 1, 4. Let's choose 8, 2, 3, 7, then back to 3. We're already too long. We can only do a run of 4. So even N to G is too long. So we've got an XV path between either the RA and SK, and we've got a palindrome between either the AN, which goes through box 1, or the GS, which goes through box 9. And there was a very specific way I had to draw that. I just don't see how to limit the Renban, Thermo, and Whisper. Thermo is just going to be pretty simplistic to fulfill. Renban's relatively easy. There are ways to remove the Renban as possible. So I guess the question is, which line is going to be the other? Either we're going to have another line that goes through, say, box 9, or we're going to have one that goes through box 5. Can I disprove the ability to do this in general? I think I disproved this one, because this S could go to the K. Let's see. I think it was the A. Let's see, the A to the N. Yeah, the N can't reach the G. Was the issue. So if A goes to N, do we have the same issue? I think we have the same issue getting the N to the G. Because the R's got to get to the A somehow. And then that blocks off the top. And the G's got to get to the S somehow, and that's going to go through box 9. That blocks that off, so the N's not going to be able to get to the G. So I don't think we're going through box 5 at all. So there's going to be another path that kind of wiggles its way through. So I think we're always going through this path. And I think these are always straight through. And I know I'm making a bit of an assumption here, but that seems most likely to me. Maybe I don't force this yet, though. Maybe I just say I think we are going through these 5 cells no matter what. Because we got to get through this corridor without touching these two. And so, depending on the constraint, we may have to take more cells in these boxes. But this is going from A down to N somehow. So this one's not the Whisper because it's got a 5 on it. I think Thermo and Renban might just be too long. How short can I make this? Something along these lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So it's just too long for Thermo and Renban because you can't repeat digits on those. So we're not Thermo, Renban, or Whispers. We're not XV. So this is the palindrome. And I think I figured out the only way to draw that. If I can remember exactly how that worked. Oh, not like that. So we've got these two are the same. Got this one. Yeah, this green has to go here. This is the center. I think we take this path. Oh, this is yellow and this is blue. I think this is forced. Let's go with this. We already played with this a lot. So this is a 5. And now how does S get to K? Well, it's got to go right here. And then it could go up if it wanted to. I don't know why it would want to, but I can't necessarily rule out how this goes from here. But it does mean that S and G are the same digit because they are part of their segment. We don't know what it is, but they are the same digit. So let's just mark that red to remind ourselves that. Okay, so there's no reason red couldn't be yellow. We know that yellow, blue, orange, and we know these four colors: orange, blue, yellow, and green are four different colors. But red only sees orange and green. So it could be blue or yellow. We need to remember that. Maybe I don't mark it then, just to not confuse myself. And I don't know how this line goes. So now this is the whisper line. So 7 is surrounded by 1, 2. I can't take this 4. If I took this 4, I'd have to surround it with 9s on both sides. There's a lot of reasons I can't surround it by 9s on both sides. So I gotta go right here. This is, wait, I gotta respect parity though. High, low, high. Yeah, that does work, right? So this is high. So this has to be 6 or 8. It can't be a 6 though, because if it were a 6, it would be surrounded by 1s on both sides. So it's an 8. And this is now a 3. If I went right one more, this would be a 4 and I can't be. So I gotta go down. And this is also low. This is a 1 or a 2, because 3 and 4 are in the box already. And then I just go down one more to connect. So this is a high digit. Can't be 6 or 9, so it's 7 or 8. And then this connects here. It's also a 1 or 2. How about this way? So this seems harder. Does this affect the run of 4 for my XV? Let's think about that. So if this were an XV run of 4, this would be a 1 or a 2. So this would be a 8 or a 9. It would actually have to be a 9. And then that would be a 1 again. Yeah, that doesn't work. You can't be low. The ends are both high. We have 2 high ends and then 2 low in the middle. That's how that works. Because you add to 10, then 5, then 10. So this is no longer the XV line. This is the XV line. So what can this actually be? Can't be 6 or 8. So this is 7 or 9. It has to be high. That has to be connected to 1 or 3, which then has to be connected to 2 or 4, which then has to be connected to 8 or 6. C's an 8. So this is 6, 4, 1, 9. I really hope this is right because it feels a lot like progress, but it's going to be very hard to know if we're wrong. 6 is in one of these two. Let's mark that. There's a 5. The 5 goes here. These two 5s see over, and this 5 sees down. So we have 4 left in this row, and it is absolutely worth marking that. 2, 3, 7, 8. I'm sure there's, let's see, this is not 8. 8 is actually up here. This is not a 3. I didn't expect all that much from it, but how about up here? So we have 1, 2, 3. We need 4, 5, and 6. This is, oh, neither of these are 5. That places this 5. Okay. This 4 sees up, 6 and 4. My path is starting to form. N and G are going to connect through this box. So we need the Renban and the Thermo still. And so we got Whisper, XV. Whisper is here, XV's here, and this one's the Palindrome. No. This one's the Whisper. This one's the Palindrome. Sorry. And this is the XV. Getting mixed up. So we need Renban and Thermo still. Thermo starting from the A being 1, 2 seems really promising. But I don't exactly know what to do with that yet. Okay, can I go left and take the 6? I cannot, because I would have to turn down and I wouldn't be able to repeat the 1. So this goes down, and this is a high digit, 7 or 8. I can't go down because that would touch the R, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to the end. So I got to go left now. And this is a low digit. And it's 1, 2, or 3. I'm just looking that if this is a 7, that forces these to be a 1, 2, and then this is also a 1, 2. There's a lot of 1, 2s going on here. But 8 would not force that. Now, can I really go left here? This would be a 7, 8, or 9. It feels like we just got to end it, but I don't know for sure. Would there be an advantage to doing it this way? Well, it would be if I can't put a high here. This can't be 6 or 8, so this would be 7 or 9. 7 is doable. That starts affecting over here. Wow, okay. I'm not sure if I can keep going. Did I get anything to Sudoku? Yes, I have 6s. So this 6 looks up. This 6 looks over. This 6 now looks down. That places this 6. How are we doing on 6s? There's 1 in one of these 2. We already knew there was 1 in one of these 2. Oh, how about this? Yeah, so 6 is in one of these 2. Just looking at my marks. That looks down. That places this 6. That's at the pivot, unfortunately. It doesn't clone. And then I think any of these could be 6, which is unfortunate. I have a 1, 2 pair here. So this is 6 in addition to 7, 8. Okay. Did I do anything else? How about 5s? Yes, these 2 5s look up. Places this 5 here. So we know the whisper line's not going on this 5. 5, one of these 2. Just double checking. Yeah, so that places this 5. 5's in one of these 2. Is that all the 5s? Other than the X-Wing? Yeah, so we're just left with this X-Wing on 5s here. So for this N to get to the G, I think it has to take this cell. It can't go down or up. Well, if it went up, we wouldn't be able to go right. And we know now we'd be stuck. So we went left, the same issue. So the only way out is actually to take this cell here. So it's going to be either a Thermo, which would increase this way from N to G, because N is closer to the A. Or it would be a Renban, in which case we don't really know much about. what a 5 would do there. But if this were a Thermo, increasing like this, if this were the 5, we can't put a 6. This would be 7, 8, 9. That would be very forced. But this can't be 8. If this were 5, though, this would have to be 7. It can't be 6 or 8. And this would be 8 or 9. I was really hoping to rule out the Thermo, but let's see. This would be 2, 3, or 4. Not 4. This would be 2 or 3, and this would be 1 or 2. Makes a 1-2 pair. I wish I knew what parity this N ended on. The German whisper parity, high or low. If it came in through here, it ends on high, and then it's definitely not the Thermo. So if we want it to be the Thermo, it's got to come from here. And then actually, no matter what, we can checkerboard this. So the lows are always going to be on a checkerboard because we always move orthogonally connected. We can't go diagonally. So let's look at this checkerboard. So just by checkerboard, no matter what, this N will be low, which isn't what I wanted to hear, but it means it can't take the 4. And we can't come through here because we can't take the 5. So the N comes up here. N is low. It's 1, 2, or 3. This is high. It's not a 6 or a 9, so it's 7 or 8. That's a 7, 8 pair. And we can't go up. We can't go right. We have to go left. We can't go up because it's a 5. This is now a 1, 2, or 3 as well. Not a 1. It sees 1. And then we have no choice. Well, yeah, we can't take the 6. We have no choice but to connect here. So this is high. 7 or 9 sees this 8. I'm trying very hard to scan well. We have all our highs now. So we have our 5. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. This sees a 4. So we actually can place 4 here and here. Hoping our palindrome's correct. I suppose I can fill 2, 3, 7, 8 here. It's not an 8. Not a 7 either. Can I see a 2 or a 3? It doesn't look like it. So what's actually left for this yellow? So it sees a 1. Does it see a 2? Does not. Does it see a 3? Does not. Does it see 4, 5, 6? Okay, 7, 8, or 9? It sees an 8, so 7 and 9 are left. Oh, it sees a 9 as well. So that's quite limited, actually. I'm not sure if I can do anything with it. Seven. All right, so what can we do here? Unfortunately, this does start low, so it's looking more and more likely to be the Thermo, which would actually force quite a bit, so I'm not minding that so much. But the A being low means that it could easily be the Thermo bulb as well. We've almost got this connected up. This can't go up, this can't go down. This is going to have to go right no matter what. Still can't go down. If it went up, how does it connect to the G? In fact, the G, if it went, it can't go down because that's orthogonally connected. Can't go left. So the G goes left. So this just connects straight across. So including the G and the N, this is either a Renban or a Thermo. If it were a Renban, it contains a 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long. It must contain a 5, actually, if it's 5 long. But it has a low in it. So at best, this is... Oh, it doesn't have a 4 in it. Or a 6. So it has a 5, but no 4 or 6. That means it's not Renban. It is Thermo. So this can't be 5, because I think we said if this were 5, this can't be 6. This would be 7, and then this would have to be 8, 9, but that 8 sees an 8. So that places this 5 and that 5. And then this has to be lower than 5. 4 is used, so this is 2 or 3. So that's 1 or 2. You now have a 1, 2 pair here. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's a 1. This C's a 2. Oh, so that's 2. That's 1. Okay. This is looking really good so far. So this can't be 6. So this is 7. Can't be 8 either. So it is a 7. This is 8 or 9. This is our Thermo. Sorry I'm not actually marking these as what they are, but I hope you guys can remember along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 7, 8, 9. This is not an 8. This is not a 7. 8, 9 pair here. This is 2 or 3. Just double checking that. We have 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I don't think a 2 or a 3 is seen by either of these. We do have a 2, 3 pair though. If blue was 2, I'm just seeing there's a lot of consequence to that. This would be 3, this would be 1, and this would be 3. 3 goes with 8, 9. Is there any reason one of these has to be 7? Because if so, that places the 1. Okay, so double 2 places 1, 3, 3. Now, there's probably something easier to look at here. So this is the Renban. And it can't have a 5 on it. And it has a 1 or a 2 on it. So we have to go straight across. And we have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no other way if the 5's missing. If we're 5 long, we must contain a 5. So no matter what we do. And there's a 1 or a 2 in it, so that gives us the low high. So none of these are 1. This is the 1. That's a 2. Blue is actually 3. That's a 2. This is not 2 or 3, so it's a 4. Let's just fill this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Nice. We know the order. Very nice. That 6 C's down. Wow. This was a very nice puzzle. It was so well set. It seemed impossible at first, as you could tell. But I think we're doing it, and I'm hoping I'm not speaking too soon, because I would be very sad if I broke it at this point. I think this is 1 or 3 just based on that, but let's take a look. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so this is 1 or 3. This really does feel like the home stretch now. We have all of our segments identified. We finished our path from R, A, N, G, S, and K. This was both a very clever idea and very well executed. I'm very happy with it. No, I'm just stalling while I try to figure out how to finish this. Let's see. Okay, well, let's look at digits. Sixes are done now. That's not a 6. This is 1 or 3 as well. This is a 7, 8, or 9. Where's our like? Oh, these see a 3 now. Oh, and they see a 2. So these are 7s. These are not 7. And whoever constructed this, I hope you're happy with my solve. I hope I didn't make any like leaps of logic that were too bad. The opening of how the palindrome has to go, I'm not fully convinced I proved every case, but I hope I at least convinced people that that's how it had to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 9. That's not a 2 or a 9, so that's the 1. Wait, this should be filled. Yeah, that's an 8 and 7. That's not a 1. Please work, please work. All right, we got a 1, 3 pair here. This is gonna have to be resolved by our German Whisper. I got really scared by that 1, 3 there. Deadly pattern. 2, 8, 9. This is the 2. Which makes me think one of these is one of these is a 7. Oh, actually, we know exactly what's going on. This is 8, this is 9, this is 7. That no longer can be 3, so that's 1 and 3. That's 1 and 3. Oh, this is working out very well. This 7 works as well. I'll double check all the German whispers at the end, or all of our constraints at the end, just to make sure I didn't screw anything up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, no. I need a 7 and an 8. 1, 2, 7, 8. That sounds right. These aren't 7. It's not 1. That's not 8. That's not a 2 either. So that's a naked 1. 2, 7, 8. That's not 7. 2, 8 pair puts a 7 here. Or a hidden 7, however you want to put that. This should be a single. It's a 4 for the row. This can't be... What do we have here? 3. Can't be 3. 2, 8 pair puts a 3 here. What do I need? I need 2, 8, and 9. It's not a 2. So 2 goes here. This is 8 or 9. This puts a 2 here and an 8 here. That's an 8. This is a 9 and an 8. Because the 8 here. What do we need? I need a 3. One of those two. I need a 4. That goes there. That's a 3. And a... Oh, I thought 6 was last. It's not. It's a 9. That sees down. 3 sees up. 2 and 3. And we did it. We have to double check, but wow. Once we got started, that was actually very smooth, and I really liked that solve path. What a wonderful gift from my Secret Santa. I hope you do reveal yourself. I don't know who do I know that could set something like this. I have some ideas in my head, but I'm not entirely sure. So however that went, let's just double check. So we have, let's just go through the list in order of the rules. So we have a palindrome. So the palindrome is from G to S. So these 9s match, the 6s, the 4s, the 3s, the 7s, the 5s, and the 6. Apologize, my cough drop ran out, and I'm about to have a cough spree if I don't use another one. Getting too excited. All right, we have a Renban, that's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's easy. We have a Thermo, 1, 2, 5, 7, 9. We have a Whisper. This one we got to be careful about. So we got 1, 8, 2, 9, 3. That works. 8. That works. 1, 7, 2. Yep. 8, 1, 7. That all works. 2, 7, 1. That all works. Great. We've got a that was the Whispers, and we have the XV. So 9, 1, that adds to 10. 1, 4 adds to 5, and 4, 6 adds to 10. There we go. Well, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed watching me solve stuff, and you somehow have just discovered my channel through this video, please remember to subscribe. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting very close to that goal. I'd love to meet that goal. I stream every Thursday and Saturday. If you check my community posts, you can see my streaming schedule. I am taking a bit of a vacation until January, so keep that in mind. But I will be streaming again in January, the first Thursday of January. And other than that, thank you again from my heart to my Secret Santa. I really, really love this puzzle. And I hope everyone watching it also loved it. And until next time, thanks for watching.